Stop. Why do I come home exhausted even when the day was great?
You feel empty not because you're tired, but because all this time you've been someone else. All day long your brain was running a heavy background process called be pleasant. You perform like an actor. You nod when you disagree. You smile when you want to scream. Suppressing every natural reaction costs the brain up to 80% of its internal energy. Most people don't burn out from work. They burn out from holding their face every second. The main fear is simple: to seem strange. You humans use social media to build a virtual monument to yourselves. A frozen smile, the perfect angle, the right words, the correct filter. But inside, panic grows. A person becomes the curator of a museum where the only exhibit is a lie. There's fear that someone might look behind the facade and see imperfection, life. This fear of exposure burns from the inside out. Ancient instincts whisper, "Be like everyone else, or the tribe will reject you." So heavy psychological armor is put on automatically, even where there are no enemies, in a store, in an elevator, on a walk. This is protection by ancient parts of the brain against an attack that will never come. Energy is wasted on armor no one asked you to wear. And under that armor, there's barely any air left to breathe. The scariest part happens in silence. If you wear a mask for too long, it fuses with your skin. You get used to adapting to other people's expectations and slowly forget the shape of your real face. What music do you like when no one is listening? What do you dream about when you don't have to look successful? You turn into a mirror that reflects everyone except yourself. Apathy is not laziness. It's the scream of your true self locked in the basement. The psyche simply shut off the breakers to save the system from total burnout. Nothing is broken. There is only extreme exhaustion from living someone else's role. Do you know how the brain actually works? The prefrontal cortex is a battery. It's responsible for higher functions: decision-making, planning, self-control, focus, impulse suppression. Like any battery, it drains under intense use and needs to be recharged. When a person is masking, up to 80% of their energy is spent suppressing authentic reactions. They are literally stealing from their own intelligence. Success today is not the ability to fit into the standard. It's the ability to direct the full power of your brain toward creation, not self-censorship. The most successful and happiest people today are those who stopped spending energy on seeming and redirected it toward being. In the past, being like everyone else was a survival strategy. Today, it's a strategy of disappearance. In a world where algorithms can perfectly imitate the average human, your only real value lies in your deviations, your strangeness, your sensitivity, your unique way of seeing. These are not system bugs. They are your unique selling proposition, something that cannot be copied. On a biological level, people sense falsehood. Psychologists call this the uncanny valley effect. When you wear a mask, other people's brains pick up microsignals of stress and stop trusting you. Real fulfillment comes only when your external signal matches your internal state. Authenticity is the shortest distance to money, connections, and recognition. And now the most important thing. The performance is over. You are allowed to be inconvenient. You are allowed not to smile. You are allowed to be strange. The world will not collapse if you take off the mask. On the contrary, it will finally see you.